Hello, everybody. Valerie Walton here at valeriewalton.com. Excited to talk to you today about one very important question that could actually be the key. If you can answer this question, it could be the key for you having success in your business for years to come, having a steady flow of cash, creating more stability in your financial life. So, cannot wait to share this with you and dive right into all this great information. And it is all coming up. All right. So, give me 1 second. What are you trying to do? I don't know. You can't connect it to that anyway.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna need to connect it to this. Bye bye. Figure it out. I don't know. It's down there. Bye. Sorry. Hey everybody. So let's jump right into it. This one question that you're going to want to ask yourself is, where were you? Now, what I mean by that is when you were going through the same problem that you now have a solution to, and that's why you've started your business, is not because you're desperate for cash, but because you wanted to help more people. You saw a problem out there, you realized the problem you had, you said, wait a second, I'm not the only one. And you decided, okay, now I'm going to create a business around that. So ask yourself, where were you? Right? Where was I during that moment in time that I realized I needed a solution? Where was that? Okay. So let me give you an example. First, I'll give you an example of me. Right. So let's say I decided to join a network marketing company, and it was all about health and wellness, and one of their main products was weight loss products. Okay. Now, right now, I don't really need to lose a whole bunch of weight. Okay. There's people out there that need to lose like 70 pounds or stuff like that. That is nowhere near where I am in my health and wellness journey. Okay. And so, because I don't have that kind of a problem, it would be really difficult for me to try to show people who do need to lose 70 pounds that I can relate to them. And it would be really difficult because I can't relate to them. And that's not why I got into a health and wellness business or into a weight loss product, right? And so for me, if I were in a health and wellness company that offered weight loss products and I wanted to offer them, I would need to ask myself, well, where was I at that time that I realized I need something to help me in my weight loss journey? I'm struggling with this. And then just where was I right there at that point, just before I found my solution, which was this company and these products, right? Have you done that yet? Have you stopped for a moment to think about why this company? Right? You want to grow a team, you want to be able to, hit the leaderboards in your company and stuff, but why this company? What were you going through in your life? What were you thinking? What were you feeling at the time that caused you to realize, oh my gosh, this business is the answer? Out of all the other businesses I could have joined, out of all the other products I could have used, this was the one for me, right? Where were you just before you found it? Because 9 times out of 10, that's going to help you to be able to develop your target audience. And then when you think about it and you realize, wait, I can easily talk about my experience because it's my life. I can easily be authentic when I'm talking about something that actually happened to me and how I felt about it. And that's important because when you look to start putting out content, this is really just you communicating with your audience. That's what that is. Everybody talking about to put out some value, put out the content, da, 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 da. It's you having a nice little sit down chat with the folks that can relate to you and what you had gone through, right? And maybe they're going through it right now. That is what you really want to focus on. Okay. And so if your if your target audience is looking for you and they're looking for a way to know, oh my gosh, I can relate to you, I totally get what you're talking about, then why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you be authentic and talk about your own issues that you've had, problems, challenges, pain points, or the problems, challenges, pain points of somebody that you know, or that you've even been able to help thanks to the products, right? Thanks to the business. And so I'll give you another example. For those of you that are like myself, you're in the States, I want you to think about, we're going to do a little bit of American history. I want you to think about the very first self-made woman millionaire. The very first one in the United States has been recorded to be Madam C.J. Walker. Now, I love Madam C.J. Walker for a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons. Number one, because this first female self-made millionaire was double minority, like myself. She's a woman, she's Black. And at the time that she accomplished this, you would have thought, oh my gosh, how does she do that? It's impossible for anybody in her situation to be able to even fathom doing something like what she did. Because you got to remember, she was born just 4 years after slavery ended. And so she grew up and became an adult during a time that things were very hard for people like her, right? I can relate to that and I can appreciate that. And what she did, another reason why I love her so much, is that she basically used the network marketing model in order to be able to grow her fortune. Now, she could do that 100 years ago. Why do we have people today talking about something? It don't work. It's tried and true. It's worked for 100 years, at least. Okay? So to sit there and say that is preposterous. It's not that it doesn't work. It's that you don't have the skills to make it work for you. Just develop better skills. And one thing that she was really good at developing as a skill was her branding message, right? She looked around. The whole thing started because she herself had a problem. She was having certain hair and scalp issues. It was causing bald patches. It was causing shedding, a lot of problems in her scalp. And again, if you go back and you look into history, there's no surprise there for a Black woman to have hair and scalp issues. There weren't beauty supply stores on every corner like they are today for us, right? And so she was trying to find a solution to her problem, right? She just wanted relief from her problem. Well, once she found the solution, she thought about it and she said, you know what? I'm not the only one who's had this problem. There's hundreds of other women just like me going through the exact same type of issues. I could offer it to them. She ain't say, let me give it to everybody for free. She turned it into a business. And she did it under a network marketing model. She grabbed a bunch of people. She didn't make them employees. She made them sales agents. Just like your average network marketer is basically a sales agent, right? If they really want to turn it into a business for them, they've got to brand them. They got to brand themselves. But essentially, when you sign your contract, you're a sales agent. She had them have a certain look. She had them go through training. They all had the same kits with the same products, and they went out to their network and marketed to them. And sure enough, not only did she make more money, but they made more money, right? So she wasn't the only one to be able to create a whole new lifestyle. I remember one picture that has stuck out in my mind for the longest time that always inspires me to go for bigger, better, go for the abundant life, go for opulence, go for the luxury, that I deserve that, I'm worth that. That when I look in the mirror, this is what a rich woman looks like. When I think of this one picture of her, she's in a car. Now think about this, in a car, y'all. Cars had just come out maybe about, I don't know, 10, 15 years prior. So they were scarce and they were expensive. Your average person didn't have a car. You look around today, everybody got a car. Everybody got 2, 3 cars, right? But back then, that was a big deal. She's in a car in a fur with this fancy hat, child, tilted to the side, and this jewelry, these beautiful pearls on, jewelry on hands. And she's in that car, not by herself, but with a few other people who are a part of her company, part of the team. And so when I found network marketing 6 years ago, when I found it, and I realized, I thought to myself, I want to be able to not only create this kind of life for myself, but I know that there are tons of other women, tons of other people in general out here who really believe that they're weaker than they actually are. They believe that they can't do a lot of things that they actually can. And so I decided to be the type of leader and the type of coach that really taps into your power. I'm not going to sit there and pat you on the back and say, oh, you poor baby, you done gone through all these problems. I'm like, no, I don't do that. Okay. I focus on get your up, because you can do this and we're going to do it together. You're going to do it right now. Like, that's really more of how I am. But to look at that picture and to see her and several other women, you know, and to study the history of that, and the fact that these women went from you know, you're looking at the Reconstruction period, which was a crazy time. You think today's child, Reconstruction was crazy. And to, again, not only be black, but be a woman who is black was, I mean, can we be real? Like, I know people want to avoid talking about that topic and stuff, but like, that was the reality. And to be a double minority even today can bring upon itself some challenges. So just imagine back then, you know, you're barely able to work in somebody else's house to clean it. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. And she was able to create her own business, empower other women like herself, as well as show them how to put more money in their pockets and be able to have the freedom that they dreamt about. Right? It's already great to not be a slave no more. That's pretty good freedom right there. But then to also have the finances to be able to have more options in your life, live in better areas, um, eat better food, take better care of yourself, and of course, pamper yourself with a few luxuries like the furs and the jewelry and the car. So looking at it like that, right? I want you to think the way that she thought, right? If I were to ask Madam C.J. Walker, you know, if she were alive today, to ask her, where were you, you know, before that idea, that solution came, that, oh, this concoction, this formula will help me with my problem. Where were you? Right? So she's sitting there with the problem, hair coming out. She's probably in tears. Like, I don't understand why this is happening. You know, many of us have had that tradition of your hair is your crown type of thing, and to not be able to go out in public because people will stare. You know, it just really can attack your self-esteem. It can attack how you feel about yourself sometimes. And for her to have been in that position, right, to really think back on that day, those days, what she was thinking, what she was feeling, where was she as she was going through that pain, she was able to take that and have those conversations with other women. And when those women said, oh, child, I can relate to that, she said, well, you know what? I found a solution. This is the way that her business thrived and put her down in history. And this is the same way that your business can thrive as well. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I want you to think about, where were you when you were going through the problem? Because more than likely, you back then, that old self, is your target audience. We don't have to make this difficult. Okay. And I say I've got a Facebook user on who said, great example. Thank you so much. That's always been so inspiring to me. um, even from a hair standpoint. So back when I was in cosmetology, um, just knowing about her was cool too. But thank you. So think about that. Where were you? Where were you? Right? For me, right now, like my actual story, because the whole thing about the weight loss thing, that was just a made up example. But for me today, being involved in online marketing and having my own home business, it all started, if I were to think, where was I just before I found the start, right? Just before I found the solution, I was in a lot of pain because I was a single mom. That was a very difficult breakup. I had two small kids at home, and I had spent a lot of time at home. When I was with their dad, I didn't really work. And I had to figure out how to go from that to, okay, how am I going to make my own money? I can't depend on him for everything. Sure, he's still going to be there for the kids, but he was supporting the entire family. But now I have to, step it up. And as a woman, as an adult, take care of myself, a single adult, take care of myself as well as take care of the kids. And so I went back to cosmetology school, got my cosmetology license. 2 years later, went back and got my senior cosmetologist license. That's an expert license. Um, and I worked and I worked and I worked my buns off. I, was very serious about creating my own, very good reputation and being one of the best in the industry and all that. And I took that very seriously. And so I poured in a lot of time, and I would be at work for 16 hours, sometimes 18 hours, right? 14, 16, 18 hours. I would be there all day, every day. Sometimes I would go and work on what was supposed to be my days off. And I was doing that all while also trying to juggle, getting the kids to school and volunteering at school and, being a part of the PTA and hosting the school store and trying to come to Muffins for Moms Day and and the field day and all that. And I'm trying to balance it all, right? And I realized, oh my God, I'm exhausted. So although I hit that first goal of how do I get myself to be financially sustainable, I did that. I went to school, finished school, got out there, built my clientele within 3 months. It was actually a little less than that. Built up the clientele, and I was bringing in some really great money. But I didn't feel like I had enough time with my kids. I started to feel guilty for that. Many moms know what that feels like, working moms. I was going through physical stresses and strains because being on your feet for 12, 14, 16, sometimes 18 hours a day can be very taxing, especially when you're foregoing your lunch breaks. You're just trying to grab a quick bite in between putting people under the dryer or doing your next color service. Um, Being able to hold your bladder all day because that takes away time. Can't do that. Like, to go through all of that stuff, it was so taxing on my body. And I said, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this. There has to be another way for me to make good money and still have all the time in the world for my kids and let them know that I'm there for them no matter what and develop these amazing relationships with them. But how? So as I think about that, right? And I ask myself that question, where were you, Val? Where were you just before you discovered, working from home and then the coaching and all that? Where were you? That's where I was. That was the pain and the frustration that I was going through. Those nights of me coming home so exhausted from work because it's late at night. Kids are already asleep, had already been asleep for hours. My mom was watching them in the evening for me. And I'm so exhausted, I can't even make it to my own bedroom. And I just plop down on the couch and fall asleep on the couch in my clothes, having to wake up, 5 or 6 hours later, not even getting a good night's rest. Sitting in my car, just leaving work to go to the parking lot and sit in my car And that's when the pain finally caught up with me. My back, lower back burning, my shoulders tense as all get out, feet burning like I'm Fred Flintstone and just drove that car. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you drove the Flintstone car with his feet and your feet be burning and swollen and throbbing, yeah, and red. That's what my feet felt like. um, and just feeling my face get hot, feeling the tears well up in my eyes, feeling the hot tears coming down my face, even though I didn't really want to cry, but feeling just overwhelmed because I'm thinking, is this what the rest of my life is going to look like? When am I ever going to get a break? When am I ever going to get to do what I really want to do? That's where I was. Now, see, knowing and even experiencing that feeling, when I go out here and I start sharing that, right, and creating more and more and more and more content around that, meaning more discussions, right? I'm just going to keep talking about those types of topics around that feeling. That is what's going to allow me to attract my target audience. Why? Because my target audience is me back then. It's me 6 years ago. It's that woman with the pain in her eyes and in her heart, feeling the guilt of trying to work real hard and take care of the kids at the same time. It's that feeling of frustration that she can't spend as much time with her kids and cultivate that relationship with them as much as she wants to. She can't take them on the Disney trip because if she takes them for a Disney trip, those days she's going to be gone on the trip, she's going to be missing out on making the money. Right? Like it's that stuff. This is what allows you to be able to be relatable to your audience, because those are the topics you're going to focus on to talk about. If these are the reasons why you decided to get into network marketing, these are the types of things you're going to talk about to attract your tribe. So yeah, I would want to attract that woman, that mom that is very much like myself, that knows that she has the strength within her to do anything that she wants, that she wants to also set that example for her children, that as they grow up, they can also do anything that they want. They are strong enough to do it. They're smart enough to do it. They can do it. But then at the same time is also going through a conflict. Even though I know I'm that strong, I'm still not where I want to be. How do I get there? Right? I know that there are tons of other women out here like that. So the more I share my story about understanding where they're at because I was there, and then also sharing the fact that I have a solution now that has helped me. And for the past 6 years, my life has not been the same. And I'm so grateful for that. That's what attracts people to you every single day. And not only just the people, right? Not only just the leads, but actual prospects, actual teammates, customers, because they see something in you that is meaningful. They see something in you that is valuable. They see something in you that's a part of them. And this is what allows them to not only become a customer, but become a loyal one. Not only become a part of your team, but become a loyal team member that makes a significant contribution to the team. So my question for you today is, have you ever asked yourself that? Where were you? Because this is not you growing your business is not about how great your products are. It's not about how great the comp plan is. It's not about how great the leadership is. I've been seeing that a lot in people's posts. I'm like, the fuck, nobody cares about that. Like, where it matters most is in that story. It's in your heart. It's in the authenticity. It's in the relatability. How can you show them that you get them? You get where they are right now in their lives, and you know what that feels like. And that's why you did what you did, and you'd love for them to come along on the journey. This is why people have favorite brands. There's something about the brand they trust, whether it's the person who started the brand, the backstory of the brand, the quality, meaning the value that they bring, in everything that they do under that brand. So what about you? Because the facts and figures are not going to be enough. It's all in how you make your audience feel. Are you giving them a good experience? And for the people who you'd like to have join your team or buy your stuff, the experience they need to have is that you actually care, you give a damn. You actually care about what they have going on in their lives, and you actually are seriously, authentically, genuinely trying to offer things that solve problems in their lives and help make their lives better. This is not just about the mighty dollar. This is about having a better life. If you can focus on those things, you can make money every single day. And all of that stuff starts with you asking yourself the question, where were you? You see that? All right. Thank you. Thank you. See, that's good. Thank you so much. So listen, here's what I want you to do next. If you love this training, imagine spending time with me on a regular basis, building your business from the ground up. And listen, I don't even care really what kind of business you're in. I don't even care really what your experience has been, or even if you have no experience, no skills whatsoever. I'm here to supply. I'm here to supply. Anything that you feel like you're lacking, you're missing, you don't know, I'm here to supply it to you. That's what I'm all about. And here's how you can get started with hanging out with me and learning to grow your business even more. Do this. Get on Val's Victory VIP list for exclusive details on how to start boosting your profits in your business right now, step by step. That's what I show people how to do. If you like how I broke this down, imagine how I break down everything else that you need in your business. And you simply need to go to ValerieWalton.com. All right. So make sure that you do that. When you go to my website, you're going to see how you can get on Val's Victory VIP list, which is an email list, a newsletter. And starting next month, it's going to get very exciting because I have an actual monthly magazine, a virtual online monthly magazine that you're going to get access to every single month. That gives you more tips, more pointers. It helps to empower you to get out here and finally accomplish your goals. So much is coming down the pike, and I can't wait. I'm very excited. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions or there's any specific topic in business that you'd like for me to cover, be sure to either put it here in the comments or reach out to me privately on Facebook, Instagram, or even YouTube. I don't know if you can reach me privately on YouTube though. Whatever. You can reach me at any of those places, and I will be happy to create an entire video just for you. Okay. So thanks again, and I will see you back here, same bat time. Wait, I said bat time. Same Profitpreneur time, same Profitpreneur channel, live at 5.